Good morning folks, 21st Century Caveman here. Hope everybody's safe, hope everybody's well. So here's the thing. I've recently been approached by a media company on behalf of a major television platform asking whether or not I'd be prepared to release some of my YouTube material for use in a forthcoming TV series. And most people, I think it's fair to say, would be absolutely delighted to receive such a request. And yeah, it's nice to think that any material which I've produced would be useful and helpful to another person. But all is not as it seems, because when they send you the paperwork and if you start reading through it, it becomes clear that they're actually expecting a hell of a lot. And I mean, this is just pure comedy gold. I'm just reading out one of the parts of the contract here. So what will normally happen then, you'll be contacted by somebody, so for example, a casting producer, and then they'll send you some forms to sign. One will be a consent form from any adults or indeed children who appear in the video, and there'll be another form which actually identifies the footage which they're referring to. I mean, this is comedy gold. I mean, I'm just going to read out a few extracts on this contract. So the very first sentence then, I couldn't stop laughing when I read this. I mean, this is comedy gold. So, for good and valuable consideration of a fee of £1, not £10, not £100, not £1,000, £1, one miserable solitary squid. Sufficiency and receipt of which are hereby acknowledged. Well, a couple of things. For a start, a fee of £1 isn't sufficient. I haven't received it, and if they attempted to send me one miserable solitary squid, I would suggest an orifice where they could put it. Not interested. Anyway, so it goes on to say, I authorise this company and its parents, affiliates, subsidiaries, licensees, successor, and basically whatever variation of that you can think of, to use the content in this forthcoming TV series. And I'm not going to go into any detail, any descriptions of the channel or the series, just as a matter of courtesy really, and as a matter of integrity. But that set the scene really for reading the rest of this contract, and I'm just going to read a small section from it just to give you an idea of what they expect and what you're getting yourself into. Listen to this. So, I hereby agree that the company may tape and photograph me and record my voice, conversation and sounds, including any performance of any musical composition. Now, we don't need to worry too much about that, do we? Because I certainly won't be singing and dancing on video, not publicly anyway. During and in connection with my appearance, and I hereby irrevocably and unconditionally assign with full title guarantee to this company all of the copyright and other rights of whatsoever nature, including without limitation all performers' property rights throughout the world and in all media, whether now known or hereby developed, for the full period of copyright and renewals, reversions and the rest of it. So basically, if I was to sign this document, I'd be giving them full copyright to the material, and they could use it however they pleased throughout the world, either now or at some point in the future, assuming the planet still exists in a form which we know it at some point in the near future. So I thought that was absolutely incredible. So where do we get to? Yeah, throughout the world, in all media, whether now known or hereafter developed, for the full period of copyright and renewals, reversions, revivals and extensions thereof, insofar as may become possible, in perpetuity. So in other words, forever. These people are jokers, aren't they? So it goes on to say, I agree that the rights referred to above include, without limitation, those rights known as the lending and rental rights, in and to any programming incorporating my contribution, and I agree that no payment shall be due to me, nor shall I make a claim for any payment against the company in respect of the exploitation of these rights. I further agree that company shall be entitled to edit, copy, add to, take from, adapt or translate, in other words, do whatever the hell they want with it, my contribution, and I hereby irrevocably and unconditionally waive any so-called moral rights. So that's another thing, they want to take away my moral rights as well, as I may have or hereafter acquire in relation to my contribution and the programme. I'm just going to read another couple of sentences and then we'll call it a day because it starts to get boring. Well, I mean, it's comical, but, you know, even the best jokes can become a bit tiresome, can't they? Listen to this nonsense. I hereby consent to the fullest use of my contribution without limitation and grant the company, without my further consent, the right to use and authorise others to use my name, my voice, my likeness, biography, photographs of me and recordings of my voice and my contribution in any way the company deems fit in connection with the exploitation, advertising and promotion of the programme, broadcasters and or distributors of the programme. Well, guess what? I can stick that up the arse because I ain't signing anything. Out.